been like getting back into the whole world of newborns?
It's really different because all of a sudden we were, stroller free, diaper free for a good 7 years. And now all of a sudden we're back into that whole experience. And in a way, it's nice to go back into the newborn thing, but in the other time we're that much older and we're also that much busier as a whole family. So it is a little bit of a challenge.
What has been the biggest transition for yourself as now a mother of 3?
I find right now I'm pulled in a lot of different directions, whereas 7 weeks ago before the baby was born, I had a schedule and the kids knew what was going on. And now we're finding that, I have to get up from the dinner table and go feed the baby or change the baby. This baby is going to have to be very portable because we don't get to have the luxury of saying, okay, now it's nap time. Now we have to be, okay, now it's time to go to soccer, everybody in the car. So that's a bit of a challenge of being pulled and, still having to meet the needs of the older kids while still be, getting used to a newborn in the house.
Now, speaking of the older kids, how have they accepted the baby and what's been the biggest transition for them?
Well, I have 2 girls, ages 10 and 7, and the biggest transition has been that they have been really trying hard to parent the baby. And we have to kind of pull them back and say, you know what, there aren't 4 parents in the house, there are 2. And you guys really need to take a sister role because, for example, my 7-year-old keeps saying, when this baby gets bigger, I'm going to put it in the corner when it, starts saying bad words. And I keep saying, you know what, in the pecking order of things, you're not the one who gets to set punishments. And also with the older kids, they keep, it's a daily thing of when do we get to pick up the baby? And because he's a newborn, we're saying, you know what, you're the sisters, you get to sit with him, but picking up the baby is only an adult job. And so that's been a little bit of a tough thing of them trying to figure out what their role is with the new baby in the house.
How about the transition for your husband?
You know what, because it's a boy this time, the transition I'm finding is really, even though he said, it won't make a difference if it's a boy, I'm finding he's that much more included and, willing to change diapers and all that sort of thing. And also because we know this is our last, we're both really appreciating the moments that we have. And, my husband will come home and hold the baby all night. And I'll say, you're already starting with bad habits for this baby. But he's saying, you know what, this is the last one. This is the last time we get to do all this. So we might as well take advantage of it.
So what did you do then when you found out that you were pregnant? I guess after having 2 children, you figure you've seen it all and there's really not much to prepare. You know the drill. So what did you guys do?
You know what? We realized this time we were going to take it easy on everything. With the whole pregnancy, we were very inclusive with the kids, and it was, interesting to be able to share it with, our kids, because when my oldest was 2, she didn't get the concept of me being pregnant and having a baby. But we also, as a family, decided, you know what, we're not going to go with all the bells and whistles that, we did with the other kids. We had 5 strollers at one point in our parenting lives. Whereas this time it was like, you know what, we know exactly what we need and in terms of baby gear. We know what we need in terms of scheduling. So we're really on topic about what exactly we needed for the baby.
So what then has surprised you most about this new little guy?
I didn't think that we were going to fall in love with him so quickly and so deeply. And I was a little worried about how the older kids were going to adapt to having a baby in the house. And, will he be waking them up at night? Will there be regression from them or jealousy from the older kids? And I've been really surprised that they've taken on a very, empathetic role to him. And when he cries, they are there before I am. And, they're bugging me to, hey, pick him up, do something, he needs you. And that's a really interesting thing to see. And I've heard that from other families that with a larger age difference, you'll never have the fights over, the Fisher-Price toys, and you'll never have the fights over what to wear. Because it's such a big age difference, they've really taken on a caregiver role. And I like that. I like to see my kids, the older kids have that, kind of relationship.
What advice would you give to other parents who might be in a similar situation, welcoming a newborn after many years of having a child?
I think it's important to have the older kids play a part. Like when we went out looking for baby gear, we would ask the kids, hey, what do you guys think? What color do you want? Like let them have a little bit of choice in it. And also, as older parents, really take it easy. And when you need to rest because the baby is up all night, rest, because the older kids are going to come home from school and they're going to need you too. And that I found is a big challenge of keeping my own energy up and being able to, meal plan and that sort of thing. Because when you only have one baby or you have a couple of little ones in the house, you have the flexibility of being able to take a little bit better care of yourself and, flake out in the evening if you need to. But we're finding as soon as, 4 o'clock comes, we have to do after school snack, homework, we've got extracurricular activities. So our life hasn't really paused so much this time. We don't have a baby moon where we get to, put ourselves in the house and enjoy ourselves as much. So I would really recommend for other parents who have a difference in age like ours to really, organize, meal plan, and take it easy.